Welcome back to Stories from the River. I'm not your normal host, Charlie Maloof. I am actually Stacey McCormick. I am the Executive Vice President of Retail Performance here at Broad River Retail, and I'm also known as the Coach. I'm excited about these next two episodes of Stories from the River, where we're going to dive deeper into our C4 process. And I had the luxury of doing a 2-day training with our team on the C4 process recently here in Charlotte. So in these next two episodes, we're going to hear from some amazing memory makers. We're going to hear from Madeline Brown, who is the VIP sales manager at our flagship store, the Flagship Enterprise in Pineville, North Carolina. And she has been with the River for a short time, but she's been in the Ashley Furniture business with AFI, the corporate stores, for well over 8 years. So Madeline it brings a wealth of experience and knowledge to our team and to the business. We're going to hear from Ebony Lee. Ebony is an amazing memory maker in the Gastonia with the Gastonia Game Changers. Ebony is a home furnishings professional and a former sales manager here at the River. She's been with the company for 4 years, and she's just an awesome spirit, and she's really, really good at what she does. And then finally, we'll also hear from Steve Ramjet. Steve is our regional manager in the North region here in Charlotte, which is really our Metro Charlotte stores. Steve has been in the industry for well over 10 years. He was a regional director for Ashley corporate stores, and we're so fortunate to have him here at Broad River Retail. So we're talking about the C4 process. When I first arrived here at the River 5 years ago, the C4 process was one page of and it said connect, customize, commit, continue. And we really need to be great at anything, you have to create process around it. So one of the things that I know lead to success, and it's a saying that I heard for years and years and years, and that is low variation equals high results. So what we had in our process inside of our stores, we had unbelievable people. We've got an unbelievable products, unbelievable stores, but we had a lot of variation in our process. And so we have this operating process called Mr. Mo inside of our retail performance department. And Mr. Mo stands for, it's an acronym, it stands for more right, more often. And what we have to be able to do more right, more often, the number one component of our process, of the operating system is a process and a defined process. And it's really, in our world, it's a defined sales process. So I went to work. I think I've written probably 6 or 7 sales processes throughout my career for different companies. But I went to work because Broad River's culture and the way that we do things is very, very unique. And I took the structure of the C4 and I added process to it. And so as we added this process to it, we came in and we've spent many hours training out this process continually over and over and over again. But what we do is when someone joins the River, we have them go through the C4 process 3 times in the first 90 days. But then we also have everyone go back through as a refresher once a year. So this particular class you'll hear from in this episode was a combination of both brand new memory makers who just started and memory makers who've been with the River maybe 10 or 15 years. So, but we bring everybody in, we re-energize them and refocus them around the process, because our job and what we want to do is we want to lower that variation with our guests so that the guests all get an amazing experience. And we've also identified very, very key things inside the process, these key contact moments, if you will, that make our guest experience better and help us achieve mutual success with our guests, because they came to our store to purchase, and they're looking for someone to come along on that journey with them and give them just an unbelievable experience that has zero pressure, but definitely has the ability to influence. So what this does for us and does for our guests, both internal and external, when we follow this process and we get our people highly trained, and this becomes more like second nature to them, is we give a consistent, unbelievable guest experience that really kind of leans into her, and we kind of act as a guide, and we are really coming alongside and just taking her on a journey that will help her solve the needs and the wants that she came in to solve. So it's really, really cool It's a lot of fun. We do a lot of interactive practice and things of that nature. But really what we're looking for is we're looking to create consistency. We're looking to create clarity, and we're looking to have alignment in how we go about doing what we do every single day with every single guest, so that we can get better and better and better and reduce that variation. So enjoy this episode. These guys did an amazing job, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
Madeline Brown. I am sales manager VIP at the flagship store.
I am Ebony Lee. I am a home furnishing professional, or Gastonia, North Carolina.
I am Stephen Ramjet. I am the regional manager of the North. I've been a memory maker since October 2024.
I've been a memory maker since March of 2021.
December 30th, 2024. I spent about 8 years with corporate Ashley.
I've been in retail before, but not this type of retail necessarily. It's been like clothing stores. I was assistant store manager at New York & Company before they went out of business. I've been at Charlotte Russe before they went out of business, Express. So not really used to this type of retail, but it's definitely different. It's been a great experience.
I started with City Furniture in the furniture industry down in South Florida, and then I joined Ashley Corporate, where I was regional director, and then a couple stops past that.
Oh man, I'm a people person. I love talking to people, so the fact that I can get paid to literally sit and hang out and help people create their dream spaces, it's a dream job.
Well, too, I was actually recruited when I was currently working at Express, and timing was just kind of the essence, because I was about to move and about to kind of wanting to do something different anyways.
I love what it does with the guests and being part of their journey when it comes to furnishing their homes. You know, home is a major purchase in someone's life, and to be able to play a part in furnishing that and assisting in the memories that come at home is special to me.
And me being there, one of my previous first store managers actually recruited me for my job. He pointed me out and said, you know, you're the only one in here that doesn't have their face in their phone and looks like you'll be really good for this. Let me talk to you about it.
This is my first C4.
It is.
Of course not. I've been here a couple of times.
C4 as a whole is just the process to make sure that we give every single customer that walks through our door the same experience.
It's basically a roadmap to exactly what you need to do and how you need to do the best you can for all your guests.
And C4 is unique, and it's really cool because Stacey McCormick is the one who's brought all this knowledge to us. It separates us from everyone else because it has a direct connection with the consumer. Stacey understands and has written out these processes that directly connect us with the customer's heart.
Our way and our right of making sure that we're meeting all of their needs, not just the one need that they came in looking for. It's our chance to really get to know the guest, connect with the guest, build that relationship, and make sure that they're getting the best experience possible.
And these processes really put the customer in control, and it gives us an advisory approach that helps us in terms of connecting with the guest, closing sales, and then continuing the process later on.
I've attended high-level leadership trainings, but I have never attended a training like this.
So absolutely not. It's completely different from anything else that I've done.
I've been a part of many sales trainings throughout the years, nothing like this.
People from all parts of the industry. You have people who have been here for 10 or 15 years. You have executive leadership, and you also have people who have only been with the company for 2 or 3 weeks. So a very first time for that. I think the attention to detail, there's so many steps that go into it, but there's so many steps that go into the process.
It's not like anything else. You can't go into another store and somebody's gonna give you the same C4 process, or you experience the same thing and walk into a different furniture store.
It's very easy to forget sometimes, so having the structure of not just selling, but actually connecting with the guests, getting to know them, putting yourself in a position to overcome objections, I think that's very unique.
It's how it's laid out. Stacey, through his 38 years of retail, has mastered through many experiences what it takes to truly connect with the guests.
Brand new to Broad River, very important that I am a leader, right, within the business, so I need to be able to speak to C4 at a high level.
I will say what brought me to the C4 is me trying to hit a different KPI metric. Just a refresher of everything that kind of I learned at the beginning in 2021 and me coming back with something that we do, regularly just to keep the refresher, because learning is continuous.
More importantly, I am also in sales, so I need to make sure that I'm running the C4 process and really representing Broad River for how they want to be perceived.
Yeah, we actually decided to do this for the North as a whole. So all the people who are here today, our memory makers, are part of the North region. And I came because I wanted to learn firsthand what C4 was about and to be able to go ahead and teach and train it when I'm in stores myself.
It gave me a shift in mindset, so I really do appreciate that.
In tons of ways, if I'm being honest. I think being in sales and even working for Ashley for so long, it's very easy to fall into the patterns and what we know.
I'm ready to go back to work like now. So I'm ready to get back in the store, sell to my guests, because I have a refresher on everything that I have learned.
Oh, it's everything. It's building tickets, it's culture within the stores, it's driving cowbell and the other metrics that make our business profitable.
Next step, it's very easy to get comfortable when you have a sale and not want to ask for more. So my biggest takeaway from this is just the different ways that I can continue to build the ticket and ultimately sell more.
I think C4 is so effective because it's easily absorbable.
It puts the customer first.
Because it works.
I think Stacey does a wonderful job in how he teaches. And it's just a process that's built from the time the customer enters the store all the way to the very end. And even past that, when it comes to continuing the sales process with the guest after they've already gone home in terms of her next project. So that's why I believe C4 is powerful.
And like I've repeatedly keep saying, it's a roadmap to us being successful. It's laid out. So it's kind of like we've been given the food on a plate. We just have to eat it.
The entire process is based around her and how we can help her. It's not, just how do we sell her more? How do we get every last dollar out of them? It's truly about her experience and the needs that she has and how we can help her meet those needs.
It's everything. I've worked for many leaders in my retail career, and the fact that, again, our executive vice president could be here, offer his time and energy for 2 whole days is tremendous.
Hugely impactful. I think the biggest thing is getting everybody on the same page. It's not uncommon for companies to have training programs. It is uncommon for companies to have training programs that are all-inclusive.
It lets me know that because they're taking, even the higher ups, they're taking time out of their busy schedule to kind of invest in us to make sure that we can be successful. And not only us, our success, but their success. Because, if we're not selling, the company's not making money. If the company's not making money, they're not making money.
Like I mentioned before, it's not just the people who have been here for 2 or 3 weeks, it's the people who have been here for 10 or 15 years. Normally, when I'm walking into a business, you find people who are fresh out of training, they're doing the process, they're talking about all of those things, but the veterans, more times than not, are not doing those processes. So the attention to detail of making sure that everybody is operating in the same way, they have a high level understanding of it, I think it's hugely important.
It's not just coming from an ivory tower, it's coming from the guy who wrote it and is in the trenches with us. And for me, I don't have an ivory tower either. I'm in the floor with my people, and that's how we learn and thrive together.
It keeps us fresh. It keeps us keep wanting to do our job, keeps us on our toes, and it holds us accountable for what we need to do. I would probably say the connect.
Stacey McCormick. Stacey's a different type of energy. He's really the reason I'm here at Broad River Retail. 38 years of experience, and there's nobody like Coach.
Connecting, being able to connect with your guests is really the roadmap from the start to the sale to the end of the sale, because you want that guest to come back to you.
For me, being taught by an executive VP on these processes and him taking the time out of his day is truly special.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.